So hello and welcome, I'm Frederick Dunn, and this is the Way to Bee quick tip. Look what's going on here. The weather got cold, wet, windy. This, by the way, surprisingly, was not predicted by our weather experts in the area here, northwestern part of the state of Pennsylvania, northeastern part of the United States. The supervisor was here. So we were looking at clusters of bees on the ground. Some of them swarmed, and then of course couldn't go anywhere, so they clustered tight in the trees. And the wind blew, and down they went. So, you can end up with bees on the ground. And then I thought, you know what, we'll just wait till the weather clears in a day or two, and then these bees will climb up trees or on the sides of hives, whatever they need to do. But I remembered we had Pro Nucs. These are plastic hives that handle deep frames, and there are 5 frames apiece. You can see 3 of them in this shot. And in the upper apiary, there's another one. So we took 4 of them out of the garage. They had 5 deep frames each, as I just mentioned. I figured, what do we have to lose? Set that thing on the ground next to the bees that are in the grass and see if they'll climb in. And they did, which is surprising to me. But anyway, we don't want them to be eaten by skunks or anything. That was one of the concerns, but it got so cold they didn't even finish going inside the hive. So what we're looking at here is the day after the storm, and we're just going to see if they finish going in. Look how dead these bees look. I don't know if you've ever walked around your apiary and looked under trees and bushes and found a pile of bees like this, all wet and cold on the ground. It's too cold for them to fly, and we're going to watch them because it's going to warm up, the sun's going to hit, and they're going to go into this hive. Now, these Nucleus hive boxes are just made out of plastic. I use them for frame storage, moving things around in the bee yard. I've never put a colony of bees in them. But, you know what? For $17 or $18 a piece, you almost have nothing to lose. So here we are with the other hives, starting off their day. So the bees are starting to fly, but these had the advantage of being inside, warm, sheltered, and protected overnight. And the ones that are out on the ground are going to take a little while longer. We even have clusters in trees. Look at this one. This is tiny. So we're in the month of May, and they're almost not worth collecting, but what do you have to lose? Get those bees, put them in a Nucleus hive. Now, I use the expensive wooden Nucleus hives, but they are very expensive now. So if they'll actually stay in a Pro Nuc, which is plastic, and you can put feeders on, they have a reservoir for bottles. You have to make some cuts to make that work. But as inexpensive as they are, I'm voting for having a bunch of them just sitting in your shed somewhere because they're also stackable. Think about that. The wooden Nucleus hives stack on top of each other, take a lot of space. But the Pro Nucs, all these things come apart and they nest right into each other, including the lids. I don't really understand this entrance. It seems really open to me. The previous shot there, it was just kind of sliding down a little bit because one of them was a little deformed. They come in different colors too. You don't get to pick the colors. They just send you out whatever they have. Some are yellow, some are blue like these are. And there's a lot of utility here. Look at that. So as the temperature's coming up, the ones that were on the face of the hive first went in. Now the question is, would they stay? I mean, that's temporary shelter. Any shelter in a storm, as they say. But did they stay in the Pro Nucleus hive? Yes, they did, which is interesting. So I'm going to show you the follow-up here and see what they're doing in the hives that are on the stands and where I put it. The bees stayed in there. They seem to have run out of places to go as a swarm. So this could become your insurance policy. If you're making a split or something and you want to put the queen in a colony that's about to swarm anyway, you found a bunch of queen cells or something, maybe park them in a Pro Nuc and set them aside and then bring them back if you need to. And if they last, if you're going to set up another colony, then just transfer them again into some of your more expensive woodenware. So for this video, see, I took it, picked it up off the ground, put it in between a couple of hives on this licensed stand, just in case a big wind comes along. Now it's sheltered from both sides there. No problem. Maybe there's drift. We don't mind. Because remember, they were as good as dead on the ground. It got down into the low 40s. So here we are. I hope you found this helpful. Get some Pro Nucs. Save some swarms that you otherwise might not pay any attention to. I'm Frederick Dunn, and this has been the Way to Bee Quick Tip.